Today we have before us the cross, and it's nicely decorated, and it looks nice and beautiful. And, I often contemplate how we have our baptismal crosses to remind us to be Christians, to remind us of Christ's words today in the gospel, right? Whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. Too often, unfortunately, though, we kind of ignore this. The cross becomes a piece of jewelry, something to wear instead of Christianity. When we simply don't feel like being Christ's disciples. At the baptismal service, the passage is read is from Matthew 28, and it's actually what we would call the first resurrection passage from the St. Basil liturgy. And, it says, "Go and make disciples of all nations," right? Baptizing them and teaching them to do all things that I have commanded you. So I often think today that we do need to pay attention to all those three things. That before we were baptized, we were first charged with being a disciple. In that baptismal service, that's why all the preliminary prayers are said. The renunciation of Satan, often people remember, but they don't remember the affirmation of Christ, the putting on, the becoming of a Christian, as a prerequisite to becoming a disciple of Christ is a prerequisite to being baptized, as a fulfillment of our calling. As many as have been baptized into Christ have put on Christ. But before that, as many as have been baptized into Christ were charged with taking up their crosses and following our Lord. That's what a disciple means: one who takes on discipline, one who follows, one who comes after him and follows him. I was reflecting, it's bothered me as a priest for years and years and years. It's bothered me that so many people come to church for different reasons. And, some come for health, some come for a change in finances, some come because they want something in their relationship to change. But they don't want to change it. They want God's magic wand and pixie dust. They don't want to do what Christ charged us with today. Was you do it. I've given you the power to do it. You do the right thing. You be the right person. Don't look for the other person to be the right person. You be the right person. You take up your cross and follow me. I used to think that thing used to mean, I'll take my knee pain and offer it to God, right? I mean, all these things everything that goes wrong in my life must be my cross that I take up. No. You see, in today's passage, and I want everyone here to depart with this knowledge, all those many other things for which we can come to church, because God expects us to, might be another one, right? Are not so good. There's one reason why we should be here and why we should come regularly. And that is because of the one thing that really matters to God. What's that? We have all this list of other things. Our temporary health issues, problem with work, co-workers, our job, finances. We've got a long litany of things. A long litany of things that we can call our cross, but that's not our cross. Because the cross provides the one thing that matters to God, and that's our eternal salvation. That is the reason why we should come to church. taking up our cross and following Him means doing the right thing even when we don't feel like it. Which is especially true when it's towards people we don't like. Which is why Great Lent is such a challenging thing. So it's really nice. It's really nice if we don't eat meat through this period and everything else. But first and foremost, we're charged with taking up our crosses and following Him. We're charged with doing the right thing that leads ultimately to salvation, which is cooperation with God, to be His co-workers, as St. Paul says. And so let's vow to do that this week. If you're not doing so well in Great Lent, pick up a few more prayers. Yeah, and we can all probably fast a little better too. But that one thing, almsgiving, right? Charitable deeds. Works of mercy. That is the thing that Christ lists first of all duties when we're fasting. By the way, that's the reason why I put that icon of the crucifixion up on that wall. So that when we walk into church, the icon of the resurrection's all the way at that end of the church. When we leave, we remember we come here to participate in the resurrection. But when we leave and go back out that door, we're to remember to take up our cross and follow Him until we come back again the following Sunday for again to participate in our spiritual resurrection. And of course, we have the yearly resurrection. That's all right. We love singers. We love singers. Yeah. There's too often times that God gets second place in our lives. Jimmy was off to church one morning with several of his friends, and his mother gave him 2 quarters. One for you and one for God, she said. As Jimmy walked along, he was flipping one of the quarters up in the air and catching it over and over again. Finally, he dropped the nickel, of course, but it unfortunately rolled down a sewer. Oops, he said. There goes God's quarter. So, we got 2 quarters and we lose one of them. Is that God's quarter? Or do we give him the other one? How about if we only have so much energy? I only have so much time, I don't have time to pray. Maybe you don't have time for some of the other stuff you do. Make time to pray. Give God the remaining quarter, not the lost one. Take up your cross, follow Him all the days of your life. May God grant us to desire it, and may it be so as we walk His path as His disciples. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.